I'm totally not used to how to play 99. So if you guys are wondering why I didn't have the mic on, it's because my wife was on a phone call. That's all good. I just want to just get the skin out and unlock this. I haven't played 99 in forever, so I'm not used to little intricacies. Mario RPG.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. It's always funny because it's that Tetris 99 is like blatantly used as an advertisement vehicle for different Nintendo Switch games with the skins they release. It's fine. I like Mario RPG. I unfortunately got the game spoiled. I mean, even though it's a remake, so technically like I already know this story, but there's a lot of mechanics in the game that I was kind of hoping would be changed, but are going to be the same. But I don't know everything about the game yet, so I think one thing I do hope for is that the game is harder in certain aspects, because the game was a little easy to play when the game came out. And then
But think of the children.
yeah, they already have an easy mode that's installed, and like the
Oh.
game is actually extremely easy as it is, and they added an easy mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like one of the easiest RPGs to play.
Oh, so I could play it.
Yeah, very easily.
Okay.
I think if you played it, you'd like RPGs actually. It's a very friendly game. But it's because the timing mechanics are very straightforward and they give you a lot of bonuses, it's really easy to just run through the game. Now, they did allude to the fact that like you can redo bosses and they'll be a lot harder, and they showed like Bauer doing like 999 damage, so like it looks like there's like some mechanics, but I think what makes the game a little bit easy is the healing is really strong in the game. So like pick me ups not only revive your teammate, but they also fully heal them, which is really large. And so like if you just, and then Peach having group hug at higher levels is really strong, and Lazy Shell is also like just a very strong like OP tank item that makes bosses like pretty trivially easy. I guess there's a challenge in not using those items, but overall the game is, even without getting the super suit and stuff, is like pretty, I would say it's a pretty easy game. And then the level up is very generous in the game. You never feel like, unless you're speedrunning and like you're just trying to like avoid as many fights as possible, then it's a little bit difficult. But there's a lot of like mechanics that make the boss fights even like very solvable or exploitable. So yeah, I'm just I'm really looking forward to the boss fights, potentially like the re-challenges being interesting, where there's an interesting mechanic or something that makes it a little bit more challenging. But you know, like the graphics seem to look good for the game, so and it's Mario RPG. It's a remake that I think most people are wanting for a while, and as a remake you kind of ask yourself like you know, how much do you want it to be the same game, and like how much do you want it to be different? And you look at things like Final Fantasy 7 remake, it's a very different game, and it has a very interesting take on like what a remake is, and maybe people don't want the game to be too different for Mario RPG. So I think I like the angle and approach, but I think you can still have the core, like 99% of the core game, but add things that make it challenging, or like add a little bit more. But yeah, unfortunately, I went down the rabbit's nest, and apparently, like, there are people who are streaming the game already, even though it's not out until 4 days from now. And because of that, we do, like, I don't want to spoil the game, so I'm not gonna really say much. I mean, there's like trailers and stuff, but it doesn't seem like there's that much new stuff. Actually, some of the things that so I didn't watch like everything or pay attention super, but there's probably things that will come up that are just quality of life improvements. Like, I and this may have been a memory situation in the past when the Super Nintendo was out, but definitely did not like the inventory system in in Mario RPG, just because there was just such a limited space in inventory management that like there are items, even if I'm not gonna use them, like I would have loved to keep, but like frequently you're having to sell your extra armor and stuff, and maybe the game by design wants to encourage you not to keep items of lower stats. But even like you're starting to get into questions of like, oh, okay, like for consumable items, like because if I remember correctly, consumable items and equipment are shared inventory space, and so that becomes kind of rough. It kind of reminds me of like Pokemon, the early days of Pokemon, where like Pokemon Blue and Red had like only 20 slots for everything, and so you had your HMs, you had your TMs, you had like your like bike, and like the quest items on top of like your potions, your like in all of your items, and then I think one of the beautiful things was once games had more memory to work with. It's like now you don't have to have a choice of like do a of your items being really the number of items you can have being like really capped. So last game, what I forgot to do is when everyone was attacking me, I forgot to switch to attackers, and then I probably lost some star points. Anyway, so if you guys were curious on why I couldn't talk initially, it's because my wife was on a phone call. I think one of the strange, so coming from another Tetris game, um, one of the big things is when you get incoming garbage, it instantly, pretty much insta sends in Tetrio, and so like you kind of have to be very cautious in like building too high because you can just get overstacked like instantly, and so I'm not really quite used to playing around the fact that there's like leeway in this game. Like there's a little bit of time between when you get an incoming attack and when you start. So yeah, that's me playing this. We unlocked the game. I wonder if that's like the Maximilian, the fighting game guy. There we go. Actually, there's no way Maximilian's played this that much to have like double star. Is it? I don't know. Maybe I can catch him streaming. But I highly doubt that's Maximilian, the FGC guy. Anyway, that was fun.